We're going live a couple minutes early. I'm just gonna set up the settings and all that. So, give us a second. Check the feed. I don't want to start a highlight. So we're live. Ryan Resells Infinity. We are live. I think there's a couple of links in the description pinned. I'm gonna get better at this. Just wanted to go live today again and maybe talk to some people about reselling on Amazon, Walmart, and eBay. A couple of things I wrote down about how to start reselling, things like that. I think some of you guys watch these after the fact, after they're live, which would be great. Some feedback would be nice. Who wants to go live in a store? Walmart, wherever. I mean, wherever, right? Walmart, Meijer, wherever has decent Wi-Fi, probably. We could do that. Not a TJ Maxx, probably. Maybe Target. Maybe a Target. We go to Target. Got some new videos coming out pretty steady every other day, I believe, is the schedule. And then throw in a couple reseller talks in the truck about retail arbitrage, things like that. Give you guys some updates, thoughts on the markets, things like that. I think I talked about Macari last time also. But the buyer fees, Macari, that is, I'm unhappy with that. I thought it was going to be a good thing. That didn't affect me because I don't sell a Macari but only purchase. And that's not the case. So that's unfortunate. Anything else? We've got a couple things. Let's see. I did a Patreon. Don't have it set up all the way yet. Not even sure if you can even find me. We might do some like memberships and things like that over there. We'll see. Because I think that's all the platform really is memberships. Let's get this notepad and everything out of the way. Is memberships, and I don't know exactly how the site works really. So new to it, and we'll see. We'll see what it is. We'll see what it's like. See if anybody's interested. Lives are always weird for me because there's very few people that hop on. I would love to talk to somebody in the chat about reselling, resellers. I know everybody's getting notified. I've seen our metrics have gotten better as far as that goes. We are at 433 subs, 433 subscribers. That is fantastic. I don't know, 30 or so more since the last time I went live a week ago. So that's great for us. And starting to really get a decent community going of people interested in reselling or just shopping for clearance deals in general. If you don't know, I am Ryan. Ryan Resells Infinity is the channel name, and we go into stores, big box stores, and look for clearance deals. Clearance deals, not necessarily all of it. Hidden clearance is another one. We do any kind of deal that makes a profit in these stores. So Walmart, Meijer, TJ Maxx, Ollie's. Went into a Lowe's, went into a Kohl's, go into a bunch of different places. I go into a lot of places that I don't show. Talked about the more of this content going to the members only, and even if we don't find things, I think you guys will get, be able to, it'll be helpful to see how it's done. It seems weird because you've never done it, so it seems weird. Trust me, it seemed weird. Started doing it during the Pando, and that was a little odd also. So, fully masked and whatnot, which is a strange thing to do in a store anyway. I'm not sure how that would have worked with the filming. I wasn't filming then. I didn't have a YouTube channel then. So, yeah, so we do Amazon retail arbitrage, Amazon, FBA, FBM, Walmart, WFS, which is Walmart Merchant Services, I believe is what they call it. WFS. And we also sell on eBay. So those are the platforms we sell on. Amazon, Walmart, eBay. Yeah. So those are the platforms we sell on. Those are the stores. We don't do Mercari, Poshmark, Shopify, any of those. 3 stores is plenty, right? 3 of the big dog stores is plenty. You got, Amazon, Walmart, and then eBay, and that is enough for me anyway. Couldn't expand to more stores; it'd just be too much, I think. So, I don't foresee doing those. There's not enough foot traffic on some of those stores. Mercari's all right. Poshmark's okay. I think those stores are pretty set up for, and I don't do Whatnot either. Some of these ones are kind of fatty, like fads, fads of beauty and clothing and things like that. And I don't do clothing and beauty and stuff like that really. I have been getting into smalls lately, smaller items, much smaller items that turn a profit just as well, and I really am liking it. And if I can start doing that more and more and more, I love toys, love going, getting toys on clearance, 90% off. Love electronics, routers, things like that, and those are always big money makers. But beauty products they're small and they're easy to ship, and if I could start getting more of those, started setting up with some replenishables and things like that, so we can start getting more beauty products in consistently getting them in, and consistently making a big profit off of them. When you're spending $1 and they're selling for 50, that's really awesome. So that's the idea. And if I can do that rather than waste a lot of time. If you've watched any of my videos before, you've seen that we go into stores, big box stores, retail stores, Amazon, Walmart, Meijer, Ollie's, places like this, Kroger, Staples, Office Max, Office Depot. I think they merged. I don't remember which one is which. And we buy things on clearance to resell on these platforms. The easier platforms are, of course, going to be like your Poshmark, your Mercari, and your eBay. Those are lower barrier to entries. It's easier to sell on those platforms. Much easier. I mean, basically just make an account, right? Amazon's a little bit more tricky. It is not the hardest. It is a little more tricky to be approved and all that. You can get a regular, I think a personal account, which is like $1 per item or some nonsense like that. It's just easier if you're not going to sell very much. It's just easier just to get a regular account. I can't even remember how much it is. It costs money, a monthly fee to sell on there. But Walmart is the hardest to get approved for. I think it took me. You have to be a business, right? So you can't just be a person selling like you can on even Amazon. Poshmark, Macari, eBay. You can't just be a person. You have to be a business, and you have to be able to um, have an LLC, an S corp, something like that, if you want to sell on those platforms, Amazon, Walmart. Uh, yeah, it's better to have to be a business if you're on Amazon, but it's not necessary. But with Walmart, it is. And people don't know this, and I've said this 100 times probably already, and people are getting tired of it. But I've said that you can sell on Target.com. You can become a seller if you have a business. You can become a seller on Home Depot. You can become a seller on all these websites. They've kind of taken the model of Amazon and gotten third-party sellers. Now the hoops are way crazier, much crazier. And I'm not sure that the traffic is necessarily there, because it's only select items, right? So it's only certain items that you can get. I don't know how difficult that would be. I'm not really into that. I've looked into it a little bit, but like I said, the 3 stores or the 3 platforms that we sell on, marketplaces that we sell on, Amazon, Walmart, and eBay, in that order. And we talked about making a bigger push to sell on Walmart this year, and we've done that. A lot of items that you're gated on Amazon, you might not be gated on in Walmart. The same ungating process is usually what happens, but it is not as strict. I don't know, it's more like the days of old on Amazon, I'm told. So it's interesting. So I take a lot of things that I don't sell on Amazon or cannot sell on Amazon, like LOL, things like that. What is it, MGA? LOL, basically, right? That you cannot sell toys. You cannot sell them on Walmart. But again, you have to be a business to sell them on Walmart. You can't just be a person like you can on Amazon. So that's the rub, right? So that's how it gets difficult. That's what makes it not easy. That's why a lot of people don't do it. But the competition is not nearly as high, and that's the great thing about it. You can have 100 listings on Amazon, right? People listing on Amazon. The same item, you go to Walmart, there's 2, there's 3, right? Walmart is not on every single listing. They are not flooding the market with their listings. They are not trying to have every single thing. Even if you bought the item, the clearance item, in Walmart, you can still resell it on Walmart, right? On Walmart.com. And you can do that without the competition of Walmart in a lot of cases. Because when the item is clearance, they rarely have that item. They just don't. So a rare item, say Rainbow High or something, doll, you can actually get a pretty good profit from, and you don't have the 90 other listings competition, the 90 other sellers that would be your competition. See people hopping in and off of here. It'd be awesome to get a thumbs up. Thumbs up would be great. A like would be awesome. Any comments, please put them in the comment box below. If you got a question, that would be great also. Like I said, 433 subs. That is pretty spectacular. 500 subs, and then we can do members only, as long as our watch hours are close, and I think they will be by the end of next month for sure. So I preemptively did a couple deals that are going to be in the members only. One was a Staples deal. I talked about this, I believe, on the last live I did. It was still going on at that time, and now they've got, I think when you spend 50, you get 20 back. So that's interesting. The deal that we got was a bunch of printers. We got a bunch of printers for 50% off, and then they were like 50% off, and then we got 50% back in rewards, which is cash money that you can spend there. So that was pretty awesome. So if you spent, $84 or whatever, you would get $42 back in rewards, that you could just buy something else with. The same thing, you could use those for buying another printer. And so that's what we did, kind of like rolled it over, right? So that's how we got quite a bit of them. There were a couple that were $200 off printers. one were $400 printers that we got for $200 plus $100 off, so they only cost us $100 a piece. Still selling for full price, and yeah. So those are selling, and we already had a batch of those already go into Walmart, and yeah, should have more coming soon. So yeah, we ordered some also. So we'll see. See if that actually happens. I don't know. Let's see. Anything else that I've got written, scribbled down here in my notes? We already talked about how easy, difficulty levels, easy, medium, hard, would be like your Poshmark, your Mercari, your eBay, right? Those are easier platforms to get on to resell, to become a third-party reseller, right? Okay. Then Amazon. Amazon is your, middle of the road. It's hard to understand it because it's very complex. It's quite a bit more complex than those platforms. But if you've sold on those other platforms, you can easily, get adjusted to Amazon. They're way more strict and they're way more boss-like. So they go. Whatever they say, you have to do, right? It's not quite like eBay, where eBay just kind of leaves you alone, really, as long as you're a decent seller. And then Walmart being the hardest to become a third-party seller in. I believe it took me, I want to say 2 months or something like that to actually get on and have access to the platform. And then it was a shit show trying to onboard items. This was not, super long ago, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago. And so it was still crazy difficult. But started making money right away, which I was surprised about. Sold things right away. Was leery about doing. This is prior to them actually having where you could print shipping labels. So they didn't have shipping labels set up, not like Amazon, not like eBay even, where you can print the labels off if you're going to fulfill the orders yourself. And so I sent everything in. And sending everything into their facilities was a disaster at the beginning. Not that they just lost stuff. They were good about things. They damaged quite a bit. Like, you could tell that it was kind of mom pop, and it still is. But it's better than keeping all the product on hand, right? WFS is a lot better. Just like FBA is a lot better than keeping everything at your house or in a garage or having a building that you have to have internet with and electric and all those things. And even if you're big enough, even if you're a big enough reseller, I mean, I guess you could get a shed like some of these people have, but these aren't knickknacks, right? This isn't like clothing and belt buckles and stamps or whatever the hell some of these people are selling, which is fine. But I don't do that. We sell on Amazon, Walmart, and eBay. Ryan Resells is the channel. Please hit that thumbs up, hit the bell for notifications, and if you got a question, ask a question. How do I resell? Simple. You listen to me. Follow my channel, right? You'll learn everything you need to learn. Same thing I did. You have to do a little bit of research, right? Well, not a little bit, a lot of it. Reselling clearance items. That's what we do. Resell clearance items. Sometimes they're full price, right? Sometimes you find a deal. Sometimes you find a deal that is whatever percentage off. I'm not a huge couponer, so couponing is not what I'm going to do. But I try to stack some things if we can. Percentages off, that is things that are already marked down that make sense. And if you can double your money, that's a win. I don't like to do percentages, profit, margins less than a double. If I spend 10, I want to make 10, right? And, obviously, if I spend 100, I want to make 100 and exponentially, whatever. Certain thresholds, buying dollar items, it's not really going to get you there after the fees and after the nonsense. I think the days of Dollar Tree, and Blu-rays and DVDs and things like that are sort of by the wayside. It's just low-hanging fruit. Too many people do it, and I think that it's too much. it's too much for, it's too easy for people to do it. And so you won't be able to make a profit really, and you'll be stuck with a lot of product. And even if you send it in, you're going to still be stuck with a lot of product because these things aren't in high demand. There's still a lot of money to be made in books, textbooks, of course. There's a lot of crazy books. The problem is the weight. I started doing a few books, dabbled in some books, did, DVDs and Blu-rays and things like that. You can get ungated in those things. Books, you don't need to be ungated in. DVDs, you do. Video games, you do. You can learn how to become ungated. Most of the ways that these people, these gurus, and these resellers are telling you how to get ungated, you can't get ungated that way. Some of them, and you have to dig a little bit, and it's not going to be as easy as you think it is. And you're going to freak out, and I bought this money, and I spent this, and I couldn't get ungated. It's like a learning process, right? Like anything else. So you're going to have to learn how to resell on Amazon. You're going to have to learn how to resell on Walmart. The same way you did if you started with eBay. And if you haven't started with eBay, start with eBay. You might as well have eBay as a backup. Never have one source of income anyway. One stream of income is never smart. Takes a while. It took a while for me to learn that. Always wanted multiples, just didn't happen. Too much focus on one specific thing can get you in trouble, and it can, quite honestly, fuck you up, right? So you can get, your money all fucked up, and you don't want to do that. So, because if there's an issue, you have no control over that. If there's an issue with eBay and they say, no, you can't sell anymore, what are you going to do? You've got all this stuff, same thing with Walmart, same thing with eBay, Amazon. What are you going to do? So, multiple streams of income is smart. Selling on more than one platform, having, inventory in or on more than one platform is smart. So there's a lot of eBay sellers out there. There's a ton of YouTube eBay sellers. Not so many Amazon sellers, right? There's some, but not very many. And there are even less Walmart. And that's good, right? So that's good. That's fine. You want to get in on the ground floor of this. I think that it's important if you are a reseller in any capacity that you get in early on this, because there's a lot of perks to be in early. A lot of things can happen, that benefit you when you're in early. And I do believe wholeheartedly that Walmart will become just as big as Amazon in the next 2 to 3 years, barring something catastrophic, like I've said before. It's just the way it is. Walmart's too big, right? Too big to fail. Shit. They're just a mega company. So, and their stuff's getting better every month or so. They're getting better. So like every month they're getting better and better. And yeah, it's exciting. I want them to come up with an app. Walmart needs an app. They need an app for sellers. They need a reseller app, right? They need a seller app that shows rankings of anything, of the items, which they don't. And you shouldn't start with Walmart. Don't start with Walmart, right? You will be in trouble real quick. The same way I would say don't start with Amazon either, if I'm honest, right? You can do what you want. I don't care. But I'm just telling you what I know is don't just start with Amazon unless you've really done your due diligence. You really have to. If you want to sell on Amazon, you want to resell on Amazon, you have to at least have some idea of how to resell. Start with eBay. They're much more forgiving. I had all kinds of issues. Even I had more issues with eBay, I believe, when I started than I did with Amazon. Issues when I was already selling on Amazon, and so the issues were shipping issues. It was just the metrics. I was getting terrible numbers there for a while, and I wasn't selling enough, and that's a bad thing. So you get one, and you've only had 10 sales and you get 1, 2, late shipments, they say, because you didn't enter, the tracking number or whatever. Um, even though they got the thing and you didn't, send the tracking number in on time, within, a 24 or 48-hour period. Um, yeah, they they ding your metrics. So anyway, so I would say start with a softer, an easier reselling platform if you're going to start reselling. Everybody's got stuff, right? And it doesn't have to be new stuff. You can sell used stuff. You cannot sell used things on Walmart. You can only resell used things on Amazon, eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, all those, smaller type platforms. Not that Amazon's a small platform, but Amazon, and then again, and then you start getting into, good, better, best. Is this thing what degree is this book? Is it new, like new? It starts becoming all that, and the customer can say, it wasn't like new. It was, you know, it was okay or whatever it is. And so I've always stuck with 99.9% of the time, stick with new items, because then there's no question, unless you're selling books. And then there's no question. It's not a reused item. It's not a used item. It's not a partially used item. It's not a customer opens it and scribbles on it and says, hey, see this, it's got a pen mark in it. You didn't look at this 48th page, or somewhere in the book, 500, 500th page or whatever, that's got a pen mark in it. And so it's not new. It's, like new, or it's okay, or whatever it is. So those would be the issues. I would not start with Amazon if I was you, unless you actually have been watching and researching and you know what you're doing. You're going to mess up, right? Then that's okay. You're going to mess up. But you're going to have some knowledge of what you can and cannot do. And it's got to be pretty decent. So what else? Amazon FBA retail arbitrage. People call it a lot of different things. Retail arbitrage just means that you do RA, which means you source, right? Source, shop. You're sourcing products in a physical store, right? Retail arbitrage means you go into a retail store and you get these items physically, right? Now, OA is online arbitrage, and you go online, just like the name says, and you get these items shipped to you. Now, either way is fine. What is much more fun and what is much more profitable without the big money spend is to go in and pick and choose, right? Get that item for $1 or $2 or $5 and have a go of it. Yeah. And that's retail arbitrage. Sourcing means shopping, really. So these terms you're going to need to know. Ungating, right? What does that mean? Being ungated or being gated in an item means that you cannot sell that item. Now, that means that you cannot currently sell that item. Now, you can get auto ungated in a lot of categories. There's some finite ways to get ungated in a lot of different things, like hazardous materials. There's certain things you have to do, and each platform is kind of different. Amazon's different. You have to be ungated in items and categories, just categories, but then also the brands, right? So then you have to be also ungated in the brand. Just because you can sell a brand doesn't mean that you can sell in that category. Vice versa. Just because you're ungated in a category doesn't mean you can sell the brand. You got me? So what you need to do is learn about gating and ungating. What does it mean? What does gated mean? We already talked about it. So we already know what gating means, right? Already know what it means. Ungating is the process that you, the reseller, goes through to ungate the item to sell on Amazon, Walmart. eBay doesn't have gating. I assume they would have some. Well, they do a little bit. I think there's like what is it? Sports cars, memorabilia. There's a couple different things, watches, things like that. Refurbished items. I can't remember. there's a few things that are like, have to go through grading processes, I believe, and like guarantees that they do shoes, sneakers, um, so that they can authenticate these items. But let's talk about Amazon, just Amazon, ungating, because that's the juggernaut, right? Everybody wants to sell on Amazon. Everybody wants to sell on Amazon and make $1 million, bajillion, gajillion. You're not going to, right? You're definitely not going to start with. People talk about, a single mother. In my first 3 months, I made I did $10,000 in sales, $100,000 in sales. Yeah, but that's sales. Like anybody, you could buy a shit ton of products. Okay. You could buy a shit ton of products that are on semi sale or that you find in the store, even full price, and make a sale. That doesn't matter. I mean, buy 100 things that cost, $1,000 or 1,000 things that cost $100 and say, I got 10 grand in sales. Look at me go. You made $50, right? I mean, what does that mean? You made $100. Who knows how much you made, but you probably didn't make very much. And so people talk about their sales numbers, and it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me to tout your sales numbers like you're some badass. Because honestly, it doesn't, Richie always used to say, numbers are subjective, right? So sales numbers are subjective. Richie hustles, by the way. Check out his Boss podcast. He switched gears and started doing that. Richie motherfucking hustles. So he was a guy that I used to watch pretty religiously, like all the time, all this stuff over and over and over again. And he was a fun guy to watch in the stores. I think he got pretty burnt out going to fucking Walmart every day and doing like lives and stuff in Walmart. Got pretty burnt out doing that stuff, but taught a lot of people how to do retail arbitrage, and caught a lot of shit because of it too. People were on his ass about, talking bad about him and things like that, which is unacceptable, right? So you're mad because you can't do it. I don't know. You're upset because you can't do it. What are you mad about? What you mad about? So yeah, Richie hustles. So Richie always used to say, numbers are subjective, right? So you can say whatever. You can say a number. I can say a number. It doesn't matter. I can show you a screenshot or a picture of my sales numbers and look at me go. But that doesn't show anything because you don't know how much that reseller is actually making profit. When I show you these things in stores in the same way he used to do it, you're actually going to see what we're going to make off of it, right? It's not bullshit. I'm not bullshitting you. It is what it is. I expect to make that, or else I wouldn't fucking buy it. Let's be honest here, right? I wouldn't buy it. I just wouldn't. There's no point in me buying items that don't make money. I'm not doing it for clout or like trying to be, some YouTube whatever something. That's a lot. There's no flash. There's no flash, man. So yeah, as you can tell, by the 0 thumbs up and no comments but my pinned comments, you guys are killing me. 33 minutes on here, not a single thumbs up. Not one person found it remotely interesting. Anyway, bullshit numbers, bullshit sales. You can say, oh, I made this much, I made that much. It doesn't prove anything. You're not showing anything. Let me see your tax returns. I'm kidding. Anyway, yeah. So I already started talking about how to start reselling, right? How to start reselling. We already did that. We already went through the amount of difficulty levels that we had to do to start reselling, and you'll have to do as well, depending on what markets you sell in. What else? Patreon. I started a Patreon. I have no idea if it's set up right. It's not, because I don't have any member stuff. I don't even know if you can comment or like some of those things. I posted just a very few, few things, kind of just a beginner intro to Ryan Resells Infinity on there. and I'll set up like members and stuff like that. I don't really know. I'm not really familiar with that platform, but we'll take a look and see. If anybody knows about Patreon, comment and put a what you know in there in the comments. Um, I'm not sure what it is, but it's another it's another platform. It's another way to get this channel out there. We are on, of course, we are on Instagram, the gram, tickety tockety until they ban it. Uh, the old tickety tockety. TikTok, you can see TikTok. We don't post too many long form videos on TikTok. Sometimes they kind of prefer it. Sometimes, mostly it's just the shorts. Same thing with Instagram. Sometimes they do push it. Sometimes they don't. Some of our stuff gets I don't know 2,500 views, and then sometimes we get like 11. Usually, if you see my face on there, we get like 7. If it's like some UPC or Bolo, that gets like 25 or 2,800. So. Views. So who knows? But yeah, so we're on YouTube. Ryan Resells Infinity on YouTube. Check us out. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe. Like. Share. Subscribe. Comment in the comment box below. We're live for 36 minutes now, and probably go for a little bit while longer. I wanted to know, do you guys want to go live in store? Right? Who wants to go live in store? I mean, there's one person watching this. One person. Do you want to go live in a store on the next live? I need interest in this. I've floated the idea. I could show you all kinds of stuff. You could, even if you were just a consumer, even if you were just a consumer of products, I could walk into a store and show you all the ways you could save yourself hundreds of dollars in a store buying the same shit you normally would buy. Well, relatively, right? You could figure out a way to spend some money, I'm sure, just like most people in America could figure out a way to drop some money. You could save back. You could go to these stores and get ready for Christmas if you had a place to put the stuff, right? Why not buy these things that are very, very cheap? I'll tell you about something I bought recently at a Meijer. It's going to come up on a video sometime down the road. There's some kind of Gerber Good Start. Gerber Good Start something for like a baby something or other. They only had 2. Bought them for $7 and they're selling for $42.99. I was surprised to find them that cheap. They were kind of out of place. I scoured the store, of course, for more. Could not find any, but I have been able to find some in other areas. So, I mean, and that's the thing's this big, right? Like, I don't know if you can see it, like, yeah, that big. That's what she said. Anyway, you can find things like this, deals like this, but you have to be able to sell Gerber, right? You have to be able to sell this Good Start, Gerber brand, and you might not be able to. So auto ungating is easy. I used to go through ASIN after ASIN after ASIN, and if you don't know what an ASIN is, you need to do more homework. You need to hit that sub button and the notification bell so then you can start finding out what I'm talking about. So I can stop talking to myself about this shit. Reselling on Amazon, Walmart, and eBay. Become a third-party reseller like myself. And then you can do the same thing. Auto-ungated ASINs, right? You could YouTube it. You can Google it right now. You can find some videos about ungating ASINs, auto-ungating ASINs. So when you first start, you will be gated and stuff. But the more you start ungating in items, ungating. I used to just sit there, instead of, fucking around at whatever, 9 o'clock at night or whatever, continue to work, right? You're just sitting there on your phone anyway. You could just sit there and start auto-ungating, watching YouTube videos or doing whatever and start auto-ungating these brands. Any brand you can think of, go through your house, right? Go through your house and find out what brands. Now you'll have to have the Amazon Seller app, right? And you only can download the Amazon Seller app once you are approved to sell on Amazon. People are like, What app are you using to check these prices on Amazon? The Amazon seller app. You have to become a seller. You have to become a reseller. They're not just, it's not like some, you go to the Play Store or Apple Store and just become, a seller. That's not how it works, man. You got to do a little bit of research. I don't know what to tell you. You got to do a little bit of research if you want to start doing this. And I never even knew this existed. But you could find it just like I did, right? You find it, you found me. I'm scrolling through your feed right now. So yeah, auto ungate in every brand. The more you stack these auto ungates, the more you stack these ungated brands or these gated brands that you're ungating, and then you have some sales metrics to go with that. The more you're going to start becoming ungated in other things, related things, and that is going to be beneficial to you. So the more things you can get ungated in, the more things you can sell. The higher barrier to entry, the more things you can sell on Amazon, Walmart, and eBay, right? So eBay doesn't gate you. You can pretty much sell anything on eBay, and that's why I say start with eBay. Dip your toe in, get your feet wet, right? I would do that. But if you want to just go right to Amazon, you should start watching some videos like that. Go to the old Resells videos. Old Reezy selling skateboard boards now. I think he's selling skateboards. He's got like a skate shop or something. He has an online store for skating. Resells was the biggest dude. I think he was on like a national TV, like a syndicated national television, like CBS or ABC, one of those, right? Talking about this years ago. And I never heard anything about it. And I stumbled on Nikki Kirk's another good one. She's a ton of knowledge over there. I learned a ton from her. Nikki Kirk, Reezy, Nikki Kirk, and Richie Hustles. Those are the three you need to look up, the old videos. I think Richie's putting over the old. He switched his channel up, like I said. Took all his old content down. I don't know if that was the best move, but it's not my channel. It's not my business, right? All that content and all those videos, he's moving over, and he's gonna, slowly get all those videos back over to the Richie Hustles channel, because he switched it to the Boss Podcast. He just had Amazon Lit on. Watch Amazon Lit. They are not. They're starting to a little bit more, but like, as far as like a presence on YouTube that you can like look up and learn stuff from, they are not in that business, but they are an 8-figure seller, right? So Amazon Lit, yeah. You could watch them. They're great. Richie just had him on his podcast, the Boss Podcast. He had a couple other people on here recently, and everybody starts off different, right? Everybody starts off different. People don't know. We got some crazy stories from these guys starting off just doing crazy shit, reselling crazy stuff. Wild back in the day. But I only started, was it 4 years ago? So, yeah. So that's that. Thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell notification. Yeah. Let's see. Going live in stores. We could go live in a Walmart, in a Meijer, in a Staples, I can tell you all the office products that you think that you can buy, that's small and that's cheap and that you can flip for a profit, right? People talk about flipping. What's flipping, right? So you just take this thing and you flip it for money. People that are in the game back in the day will probably understand what that means. Some people like to do thrifting. Some people do. So I got a Goodwill video coming up, and you'll see how I feel about that. And yeah, some people do thrifting. Some people do garage sales. I don't know of anybody making a shit ton of money doing garage sales, though. Like, most of it is their Patreon. I don't know, Patreon. It's not Patreon, but most of the these sellers that are doing that sell a lot on eBay. and they go to garage sales, but flea markets and things like that. But that's not where they're making a ton of their money. I mean, they are making a decent amount, but I guarantee it's not anywhere near what it should be. Who I haven't seen in forever, people I used to watch, was Justin, the flipping accountant, man. Shout out, Justin. You should come back. I don't know what happened. I have a feeling when they started booting sellers off, as I think Richie got booted too, they just started booting resellers off left and right. And people were just getting booted off the platform, Amazon. And they couldn't get back. Some people just couldn't get back for whatever reason. Some fictitious, counterfeit claim or whatever. Like I said, Daily Refinement got kicked off of eBay, because he was doing too much volume, too big, it's too many clothes, too many whatevers. There's some other big seller, and I can't remember, what is it, Tekken something, that was doing, that supposedly, was the biggest eBay seller they had. And I don't know anything about that, really. I don't sell clothes. I don't sell clothes. I will sell clothes. I've sold certain clothes. But they've got to be something crazy that's like a good seller. And then also, because there's too many returns, people just return shit. You see, if you go into any store, you see how many people are at that service counter just returning shit that's open, shit that's worn. And if you don't go into those same stores, you'll see them at your local places where they'll actually accept Amazon returns. And you'll see them come in with, 5, 6 out. They're going to start cutting down on this. They already started to. There's like huge announcements where they're cutting down on people just buying 7 outfits, right? 7 dresses or whatever in different colors of the same size, just to get them, free shipping. They get them, they find the color they like, and then they return the rest. And that sucks for a seller. That sucks for a reseller. People don't know that, but because almost no one understands that this item, most of these items that you were getting from Amazon, like, we are 70% of the market. 70% of the sales of the items that you buy on Amazon come from third-party sellers. So I guarantee you've bought something. It doesn't matter if it's a garden hose or a universal remote, clothes, automotive items. It doesn't matter. They're coming from third-party sellers for the most part, a lot of the time. And if you are returning a shit ton of items, you think it's just Amazon or whatever. They got all the money in the world. Who cares? But it's not Amazon, and it's not Walmart. Obviously eBay doesn't have anything. So, yeah. So we're on 48 minutes, man. 48 minutes. Not one thumbs up, and not one comment. 433 subscribers. I'm curious to find out if we got any subs from this live. It'd be awesome if we did. It'd be cooler if you did. You'd be cooler if you did. Subscribe. If you want to learn how to resell on Amazon, Walmart, and eBay. If you want to learn how to sub, sub. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. If you want to know how to sub, if you want to know how to resell, all right, we are in the business of flipping items, retail arbitrage, RA. We do some OA. I've done a lot more OA lately. OA in the way that, like, if I find an item that is profitable in store, I will try to find that item again that is just as profitable. Usually small items, and I've gotten into more beauty, like I said, more beauty products, because that's good for me. It's light, easy to ship. I can just keep them and ship them. Makeups and things like that, and they're cheap, right? Cheap. And if you can get them cheap enough, and you can get them on listings that are not a whole lot of people are on, you can start making some money. Start flipping that Start flipping those low-hanging fruit items. So anyway, we are coming up on 1 hour. 1 hour. Do you want us to go live in stores? When I make this video, searchable, I guess, comment down below. Do you want to go live? Do you want to go live in a Walmart? Do you want to go live in a Meijer? What store would you like to go live in? And I'll show you whatever I can find, right? We'll go in there cold. You pick the store, we'll go in there. I don't care if there's 2 people watching and there's only 3 people in a conversation. I don't care if it's 1 person in a conversation. I am a seasoned reseller, expert, guru, if you will. Fuck. Just joking. It's funny. Funny time. Let's do it, right? Let's go into a store. See what we can find. Ask a million questions. Find out how to do this. It's the funnest thing you're ever going to do. I'll tell you that right now. But I've said in other videos, not everybody's a winner, right? Not everybody's going to be a winner. But you can have a great time doing this. And it's the funnest job you could do, right? Now, there are cash flow problems, and you would love to just buy up everything. And if you could, you would just buy up everything, and that would be even better. But you can't buy up everything, right? Unfortunately. There's deals that you have to pass up. There was a deal the other day that was on I'll tell you one. It's a digital Yahtzee, right? $5, costs $5. I think it's on sale for even cheaper. But I think it was $5 in the store. I want to say $5 in the store. I think it's selling for like $16.99 or $17.99, $18.99, something like that, right? But we found some other items instead. And so we put those ones back. I can't remember if we got them at one store, but then put them back at a different store, something like that. So the reason why was because we're like, okay, well, let's not spend, another $50 on this item, that's only going to make us $3-4 profit. Let's go ahead and spend that $50 on something that's going to make us $100 profit, right? So 200% ROI. So let's do that instead, and not, put that item back, and that's fine to do. I can't remember what it was we swapped it out for, but it was definitely worth it, or else I wouldn't have done it. You know what I mean? So like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get notified when we go live, when we drop new videos. We have a shit ton of shorts all the time. We got a shit ton of videos all the time. Every other day we drop another video. So watch the videos, learn the game, learn how to do this. People call it a hustle. People call it, a side hustle, how to make money online, whatever. It's not really like how to make money online. It's not a get rich quick scheme. And I'm not selling you anything. There's no fucking course or anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything. If you do this, great. I'll show you and I'll help you a little bit, right? I'll show you the way, help you a little bit. You can watch the videos, get most of the knowledge. But I'm not here to like teach you or make a course or a fucking, some kind of, expert or guru. Some of these people out here, these experts and gurus talking about this stuff, like, they got it all figured out. And take my course, it's free, and then give me $4,000, and then we'll figure it out, and we'll set your store up so you can say I make $10,000 in $10,000 in sales, and then I make $1,000 in profit because I only make 10%. You know what I mean? Spend $10,000 to make 1,000. Fuck all that. Anyway, too much cussing probably on this live. I don't think the algorithm likes that. What else? What else is in the news? Lego reselling. There are people out there that just sell Lego. They just buy Lego and sell it and resell it. They see all the stores that drop their prices. They know when all the drops come, and they go to every Walmart and they buy the Legos up. They buy them up. They put them on platforms like Amazon, Walmart, eBay, and there's some other ones too for Lego, I believe. And they sell them for profit, or they hold them, buy and holds. Buy and holds. I don't hold items usually that I buy, products, clearance items that I buy. Sometimes now, like Ollie's and stuff like that, it gets a little dicey because a lot of people do Ollie's. A lot of people resell. A lot of people tank. There's a lot of price tanking motherfuckers over there at Ollie's that get stuff from Ollie's and price tank the shit out of it. They just do. So a lot of things, especially, and that's why they do bundles and all that stuff. There's a lot of bundle things happening with the Ollie's products. I don't do too much of that. Some things I will do in a bundle. And yeah, Ollie's about holding items. I don't hold too many items. Sometimes I will. It's got to make sense though, because I know that they will, become profitable again. People are just tanking the price at this very moment. There's some price tankers right now on certain items that just refuse to make the price normal for whatever it would be normally, and then they're dropping it $10-12 cheaper for no reason, $6-7-8 cheaper than the next person. So there's no reason for that, right? There's no reason. Don't do it. Quit price tanking. And they're all noobs. Noob, right? Very rarely is it a seasoned seller or someone who has been reselling for very long, because they know better. I don't know if you guys found any of this information helpful. It's harder than you think to come up with topics with no engagement. Yeah. So I've got a Discord. I've got links in the description. There's links in the description. There's a pinned link in the comments. Anybody who watches this, who wants to start learning, watch the videos, right? Resells. Well, first, sub to my channel. Ryan Resells Infinity. You got Richie Hustles. You got Reezy Resells. You got Nikki Kirk if you want some good information. She's very good at that. Breaking things down simply so that people can understand them. A lot of these, some of these people anyway, have like guides and things like that. You need to know about sales rank. You need to know about Keepa. I didn't even touch on Keepa. You need to know about sales rank. You need to know about Keepa. You need to know what gating and auto ungating means. You need to know what being ungated means. You need to know what categories mean, brands, things like that. You're not going to be able to sell a bunch when you start off on Amazon or Walmart, but you can sell things. I did. Lots of people did. Or else, how would they start? 70%, like I said before, 70% of all resellers, of all sales and sellers are on, let's see, how do I word that? So 70% of all sales come from resellers, third-party resellers like me, like you, like many, many others who are on the Amazon platform. That's a lot. Trying to not cuss. That's a lot. That's a lot of sellers. And so, yeah. So you need to know this information. So check other sellers out. YouTube this if you want to get into it. Do it on your lunch break. Everyone acts like they don't have very much time. Do it when you're on the toity. Do it when you're sitting there scrolling through, whatever, TikTok or whatever horseshit that you're sitting on your phone, melting your brain with. Instagram for hours or whatever it is. You're just melting your brain when you could be learning about a way to make yourself more money. All right? Could be a hustle, a full-time hustle, a side hustle, whatever you want it to be, or you could be a full-time reseller like me. All right? Coming up on an hour. 0 thumbs up. We got 0 comments. Check out the comments that are pinned. Check out the links in the description because they will talk to you about what we're doing here. Ryan Resells Infinity. All right. That is my 1 hour. And we're about out of here. Mark it, dude. Mark it. Big Lebowski. Mark it. Mark it 8, man. All right. We're out of here. We'll see you guys, and we'll catch you in the editing. All right. Bye.